Have you ever felt like the job of a product manager is just becoming impossible? I mean, you're juggling more data than ever, stakeholders are pinging you from every direction, and that pressure to ship faster, it never, ever stops. Well, you're right. The role isn't just changing, it's getting a complete reboot. So today, we're going to jump into the very near future, 2026 to be exact, and see what a day in the life really looks like.
So here's the plan. We're going to follow a PM through a typical day. We'll start with their new AI-powered playbook, check out their morning strategy session, see how they're prototyping actual ideas by midday, and then watch how they align their team in the afternoon. And finally, we'll talk about what all this means for your future role. Ready? Let's get into it.
You know the deal, right? The biggest problem for most product managers today is just information overload. We are absolutely buried in customer feedback, analytics, market reports, spending way too much time on manual admin work instead of, actual strategy. Well, that's all about to change. Just think about that constant stream of customer feedback your company gets. Now get this, a staggering 80% of it is never even analyzed. Seriously. The vast majority of intelligence from the very people who use your product just gets lost. Why? Because we just don't have the time to process it all. That is a massive, massive missed opportunity.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. Industry legends like Marty Kagan are all over this. He says the future isn't about running from AI. It's about mastering it. The best PMs, the ones who are really going to succeed, will be the ones who use these tools to automate all the noise so they can finally focus on the signal and on their customers.
So let's make this feel real. I want you to meet Alex. Alex is a product manager in 2026, and their day-to-day work looks completely different from what we're used to. Let's follow along and see how it all works.
Okay, so Alex's day doesn't start with a flooded inbox or a mountain of Slack messages. Nope. It starts with pure clarity. And that's thanks to a team of autonomous AI agents that have been working all night long for them. So instead of spending hours on manual research, Alex gets this incredible AI-powered morning briefing. There's a competitive monitor that's already flagged what the competition shipped while they were sleeping. A feedback synthesizer has chewed through dozens of customer call transcripts to pull out the most important themes. And a data agent is just sitting there ready to answer questions about user metrics in plain English. No SQL required. How cool is that?
And the impact here it's huge. According to McKinsey, tools just like these are already giving PMs back 50 to 60% of their time. Just pause and think about that. That's half your week that used to be spent on boring, repetitive tasks, now totally freed up for high-level thinking, for talking to more customers, or just having the space to actually innovate.
So, armed with all these insights, Alex can now make way smarter decisions using AI-powered roadmap tools. For instance, they might hop into Product Board to see which feature requests are suddenly trending, or use a tool like Zeta.io to automatically prioritize the ideas that will directly move the needle on revenue. The work is directly connected to business outcomes right from the start.
All right, let's fast forward a bit. It's midday. Alex has a clear, data-backed strategy from the morning's work. Now it's time to shift from planning to actually creating. And to do this, they have a new superpower. It's called vibe coding, and it is a revolutionary idea. Basically, you describe the outcome you want, the vibe you're going for, in just plain English, and an AI tool generates the actual, functional code and application for you. You get to focus on the big idea, and the AI handles all the complicated syntax.
The difference this makes? Oh, it's absolutely night and day. Think about it. What used to take a whole engineering team weeks or even months to produce as a static, unclickable mockup can now be built by a single product manager as a fully functional application in just a few hours.
Alex's toolkit is packed with some real powerhouses. They might use something like Replit to build an entire app from a single prompt, or Emergent to quickly spin up a complex internal tool. And for specific UI elements, a tool like Lovable can generate clean, production-ready code in seconds. An idea from the morning can literally become a real, testable thing by the afternoon. But of course, it's never that simple, is it? To build this cool new feature, Alex has to integrate it with an existing, complex microservice that they've never even seen before. This is a classic PM roadblock. How can you possibly build on top of something you don't fully understand?
This is where a tool like Arch-to-Code becomes an absolute game changer. Alex just connects it to the codebase, and boom, it automatically generates these beautiful, interactive diagrams of how everything works. Instead of digging through code for weeks, Alex can see the entire structure and all the data flows almost instantly.
This completely transforms Alex's workflow in 3 key ways. First, rapid onboarding. They can get up to speed on a new, complex system in minutes. Second, clear stakeholder visuals. They can create high-level diagrams that make it easy to explain technical plans to non-technical people. And third, and this is a big one, accurate feature scoping. By seeing all the code dependencies up front, they can work with engineering to create much more accurate project estimates and avoid those nasty surprises down the line.
Okay, we're in the home stretch now. It's the afternoon. Alex has a data-backed strategy and a working prototype. The last piece of the puzzle is to get the whole team aligned and ready to deliver.
And again, Alex uses a whole chain of AI tools to go from prototype to plan super fast. They can feed their raw ideas into something like ChatGPT, and it spits out a perfectly structured requirement stock in 5 minutes. Jira's AI then takes that and automatically breaks it down into user stories for the backlog. And finally, they can use Amplitude's AI to build a solid, data-driven business case for the feature. The whole process is just seamless.
And look, the proof is in the pudding. The data shows that high-performing product teams are already 45% more likely to be using at least one AI-powered tool. This isn't some far-off future trend. This is a real, measurable competitive advantage that's happening right now.
So after walking through a day like Alex's, what does it all mean? It's pretty clear that the role of the product manager hasn't just been tweaked a little bit. It's been fundamentally redefined from the ground up.
The big takeaway here is this. AI isn't replacing the product manager. It's augmenting them. By automating all the busy work, the data crunching, the documentation, the manual analysis, AI elevates the PM from an administrator into a true strategic orchestrator. Someone who is finally free to focus on the big picture, on the vision, on the customers, and on driving real business impact. Which really just leaves us with one last pretty exciting question. When your own team of AI agents is handling all the busy work, freeing up more than half of your time, what will you build next?